What if I told you one of the most influential black Americans didn't believe that civil rights was important? Better yet, what if I told you that he made one of the best and well-known historical black colleges in America today, but he openly disagreed with everything W.E.B. Du Bois said? Here's better. What if this same man publicly went out and said, y'all, let's just do segregation. It's not that bad, while secretly funding legal battles against segregation? Then you would know I'm talking about Booker T. Washington today. On Black in Style, we're breaking down the style of one of the most complicated men in all of history. You thought we was going to break down this black man's style without getting into his history first? Let's get into the history first. Booker T. Washington was born into slavery on April 5th, 1856 in Franklin County, Virginia. That sounds terrible. After emancipation in 1865, his family moved to West Virginia, where he worked in salt furnaces and coal mines as a child, which is also terrible. Washington became obsessed with education because salt furnaces and coal mines and slavery were all terrible. That determination eventually led him to the Hampton Institute, where he studied under General Samuel Chapman Armstrong, so many names, and embraced the belief that skilled labor was the key to black advancement. In 1881, at only 25 years old, Washington was chosen to lead a brand new school in Tuskegee, Alabama. It would become his life's work. Now, when Booker T. Washington arrived in Tuskegee, the school barely existed. There were no classrooms, no dormitories. There was basically not even a campus. Washington believed students shouldn't simply learn in classrooms. They should build them. That's crazy. Under his leadership, students made bricks, constructed buildings, farmed land, and learned skilled trades alongside traditional academics. That's kind of cool, though. I'm not going to lie. Tuskegee quickly became a national black model for education. Over the next several decades, thousands of students graduated as teachers, farmers, engineers, craftsmen, nurses, and business owners, which is amazing. That is super cool. Major philanthropists, all right, this is where it gets weird, including Andrew Carnegie, John D. Rockefeller, and Julius Rosenwald, I don't know who that is, but I'm sure he's famous, obviously, or he's rich at least, invested millions into the school because they believed in Washington's vision. Make them work. By the turn of the 20th century, Booker T. Washington had become the most influential black educator in America because he made us do more work. All right, let's talk about the Atlanta Compromise. So this started in September 1895. Washington delivered a speech at the Cotton States, an international exposition in Atlanta. Sorry, I didn't mean to say it like that. Today we know it as the Atlanta Compromise speech. Let's see what he was talking about. Washington argued that black Americans should focus first on economic independence, vocational education, and business ownership, instead of directly confronting segregation. He famously declared, "In all things that are purely social, we can be separate as the fingers, yet one as the hand in all things essential to mutual progress." To many white Americans, it was exactly what they wanted to hear. Newspapers praised him. Southern politicians celebrated him. Donors poured money into Tuskegee. Almost overnight, Booker T. Washington became known as a spokesman for black America. But many black leaders believed he had gone too far. I wonder why. If you're already thinking Booker T. Washington is just a specific type of black person, here's where it gets a little more complicated. Although Washington publicly urged patience, historians later uncovered a very different reality. Behind closed doors, he was secretly funding lawsuits challenging segregation. He donated money to anti-lynching campaigns. He financially supported black newspapers. He helped civil rights lawyers. He even worked behind the scenes to influence presidential appointments for black Americans. Publicly, Washington appeared to be cautious. Privately, he was fighting way harder than most people realize. Some historians say that, this is just hypocrisy, which it could be seen as that. Others would say it was strategy. Washington believed he could accomplish way more by avoiding public confrontation while quietly building political power behind the scenes. Good idea, man. Good idea. All right, back to the story. Washington's influence reached its peak in 1901, where President Teddy Roosevelt invited him to dinner at the White House. It was the first time in 1901 that a black American had attended an official White House dinner with a sitting president. 1901. This reaction was explosive. Southern newspapers published racist, to say the least, editorials. Politicians condemned Roosevelt. Many white Americans viewed the invitation as an unacceptable challenge to the racial order of the Jim Crow South. He literally just invited him to his house. Ironically, a simple dinner revealed just how controversial black equality still was. He just invited him over for dinner, and they were like, what? And one of the best things about Washington is he wasn't just an educator. He was also one of the nation's biggest advocate for black business ownership. He actually founded the National Negro Business League. His goal was simple: create black bankers, entrepreneurs, landowners, manufacturers. Washington believed political rights would become much harder to deny if African Americans first built economic power. His philosophy will later influence leaders such as Madam C.J. Walker and, the guy that made FUBU, and many, and many early black businesses organizations. I love FUBU, by the way. By the early 1910s, Washington's dominance began to fade. A younger generation increasingly sided with Du Bois and the NAACP, believing direct activism, not gradual progress, was the future. Give us those rights now. We want to be able to vote and stuff. Washington continued expanding Tuskegee while traveling constantly to raise money for black education, but the years of relentless work took a toll on his health. He died on November 14, 1915, at the age of 59. Let's look at his style. Excuse my lounging. Now, when it comes to Booker T. Washington, let's be very honest. Suited and booted at all times. This man was not leaving the house without a suit. So let's break it down to the first one. All right, this first fit, I love it. It looks great. The little bow tie, I don't know if that was like a bow tie at the time, but I love it. I'm getting one of these. Then a little corsage, and I mean, the man just looks good. He looks educated. He looks like he got some meaning to his life. I'm going to give this one a solid 9 out of 10. I really like it, and I like the pose too. Shout out to this fit. Outfit number 2. Is that a black man on a horse? Is that a black man on that? I love this outfit because we need to take context of it. Number 1, he got on riding boots. Riding boots, we need to wear more. They look great. But more importantly, it's like early 1901 or something. And that's a black man on a horse. They wasn't seeing that. He was saying something without saying something, man. That's hey, 10 out of 10. I see you, Booker T. For his last fit, I'm gonna cheat just a little bit. This is not technically a real picture of him. I think it's like a drawing or like a like on old cameras or whatever. But it's his. This is when he went to the dinner at 1901 with Teddy Roosevelt. I like the fit. It's simple. It gets to the point. It lets you know I'm a black man at the White House. What y'all gonna do about that, huh? Jim Crow who? Jim Crow who? That's what this fit says to me. So 10 out of 10. Maybe we still got Jim Crow. I'm tripping. And there you have your style breakdown of Booker T. Washington, the most complicated black man in America. If you liked it, like it, comment, subscribe, do all that fun stuff, and let me know who else you want me to do, or tell me some stuff about Booker T. Washington that I didn't say. I skipped out a lot. But thank y'all for watching. This is super fun. I love talking about these black historical figures, and I'll see you again next week.